Hello guys, welcome back to another What If video. Yeah, sorry for that voice. I just want to welcome you back to another What If video, and as you see the thumbnail, it's a much higher class than my other What Ifs, like my other thumbnails and all that. And it's because I got help from someone. Well, I found someone that wants to make some thumbnails for me. I want to tell you who it is because I don't really know if he wants to do that or not. Actually, I'll tell him. I don't remember his current YouTube name. I'll leave a link in the description below. Sorry, Family Master. I just don't remember it at this point, but you should definitely check out his YouTube channel. Oh yeah, by the way, his name actually. Hold on, let me think about it. I'm. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. I almost got it now. I almost got it. Almost got it. It's coming. It's Ray D. Rogers. I'll leave a link in the description below. Or maybe a pinned comment. I don't know. So yeah, let's get right into it. As I said, this will be a Todoroki What If, and I want to thank Bobby for Bobby. He is a loyal subscriber. He had been subscribed. I think was one of the first subscribers I got. He probably subscribed like before I even had 20 subscribers, and now look at it. I have over like almost 250 subscribers now. While I'm recording this, I don't know how many I will have while I'm releasing this. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know. And also don't forget to subscribe, smash that subscribe button, click that bell to be notified, and smash that like button as well. Because the more subscribers and more likes, the more I will be enjoying making What If videos for you, and I will be ensured that you're watching my videos. Which is great that if you do, because I surely need some support like from you showing your love for my What Ifs. I really enjoy that, and yeah, it's completely free to subscribe as well. I know that stuff was a mess now, but let's get right into it. As we began when hold on, gotta check a name. Okay, I checked it, and yeah, as it will be now when we'll go in the MY timeline when Todoroki is born. I just want to let you guys know that. As for the mother, while I was recording this, I didn't remember her name, but now I have checked it up and all that, and it's Ray Todoroki. Just to let you guys that might not have known about it, to let you guys know that I now remember the name. I now know the name of the mother. That will be Deku's mother as well, as they will be twins. And Deku will actually have... How should I explain it? Well, he will have some social problem. No. Well, as Deku's quirk will be different. I don't know one guy, certain of my subscribers doesn't hate it when Deku gets a quirk. But I want to just let him know that this was a request from a subscriber from Bobby. That's why I thanked him earlier, so I rest assured there won't be many Deku What Ifs with quirks, as I will be gaining a new Deku series with no quirk at all. He won't have a quirk at all. I just want to let you know that. So let's get right into it. As I said, we will dive into when Rei is pregnant and Todoroki was about to be born. As Endeavor was of course there, watching over Todoroki Rei, giving birth to his perfect son. Because he has had a feeling that his perfect son would be born here this day. And it will surprise, both will be surprised, they will get twins. And there was he will think like, whoever does get the perfect quirk, he will just say that, whoever gets the perfect quirk. He kinda says to himself quietly. Well, he thinks about it. Then, the years wouldn't buy. Shoto and Deku would have grown up and been really close since they're brothers and that. So when the quirks arrive, well, the quirks have activated. Todoroki would activate his fire and ice quirk. And Edward would be like, yes. But then, right after he did, Deku would activate his quirk, which is a white fire and black ice. And it will be called, hold on, I don't know exactly what it should be called yet. Bobby, you need to give a name to it, please. Or maybe not. Let's call it the Todoroki quirk. Todoroki Yin Yang something. I'm just calling that for now, Yin Yang Todoroki quirk. That's basically it, it's just white and black, yeah. Then, and they will be like, who the hell should I pick? Who is the perfect one? And then it decides to take Deku with him, to a trip to a distant country. And I won't tell you if Deku got chosen to be the abandoned one or not. Well, oh crap, I spoiled it. But yes, one of them will be abandoned. And then, so yes, he decides to take Deku with him to America because there was like a hero society, like meeting there, big meeting, with the top heroes in the world. And since he's the number 2 hero, he would of course had to go there. Hold on, gotta shake something. Oh god damn, that was fast. Sorry about that. Ray XD, like my thumbnail master, a thumbnail maker, just did another thumbnail for one of my what ifs. Huh. Okay, sorry about that, I'm back now. I just talked to like my thumbnail master for a little bit. A thumbnail maker. I'd probably end up calling him thumbnail master. I don't know why, but kinda he kinda is a thumbnail master for me now. He's like speedrun a thumbnail, and that's a thumbnail just like awesome, perfect. Okay, so now yeah, hold on. As I said before, I don't know where I paused the video, but I think I know one thing. They were just Endeavor and the Deku was on the plane now. Endeavor is talking to Deku and Deku asked something where they were going. He said, "Oh, we're going to a hero meeting, Deku." And in this, he will be called named Deku. It's just easier for me to say. Okay, I mostly will say Deku. It's just hard to keep saying Izuku Midoriya, or Deku or anything. So yeah. Hold on. Okay, now I'm back. My family must keep chatting with me. Sorry for pausing the video and talking about the family master so much. I need to get back to the what if now for real. And if you're watching this family master when it comes out, it was kind of fun talking to you that day, this night, and all that. I just want to let you know that it was really fun. I enjoyed it talking to you. Oh god damn it! I need to stop talking to him. I need to know what I should do now. I need to continue this goddamn what if. Yes, Deku and I said Deku and Endeavor are on the plane talking to each other. Deku first asked like, "What are we gonna do here?" He said, "Oh, it's a hero meeting." He says. I'm like, "Okay, but why did you didn't you bring Shoto with you too?" He said, "Well, I couldn't take him with me. I could only take one of you with me. I decided to take you." He said, "Oh, okay." And then he just talks to Deku like, well, let us know their lines in America. Then Endeavor just to tell him like to be in the playground. Yeah, well, he gets to a playground thing where inside where he can have fun, and he says that I will come back to you after I have been on the hero meeting, okay, Deku? He's like, okay, Dad. She kinda smiles. Now he just runs into the playground. And Endeavor says, like, I will get you back. He smiles. And yes, this is spoiler alert, Deku will be abandoned. Like, I mean, come on, man. He needs to be abandoned. It's start plot time. And Deku is having fun at the playground. And he meets some American kids there. As Deku will have learned English already because his father is a hero. He needed to learn English quickly. Besides they would understand each other. There's both everyone talking English kinda. As they would hear his accent and asks who is he, as they would see his hair too. He was like, oh, my name is Deku Todoroki. No, he'd say, my name is Deku. They'd be like, oh. Then it tells them him their first name too as well. They think like, oh, he has an odd hair color maybe, or something. Maybe it's his quirk. As in before Endeavor left, he said that not to you, don't use your quirk in this playground. Is Deku like, yeah, of course not, Dad. As Endeavor is going to smile at all, he was walk away now. We get to Endeavor at the hero meeting. As they talk about the current like state of violence and state of every single other country, kinda. And then, how should I tell this? Well, All Might and Endeavor have an encounter. As Endeavor's like, huh, All Might, long time. As then All Might said, a long time no see. Endeavor is like, huh, All Might, huh. Then he walks away to the hero. As they're after the hero meeting, he did just end up leaving the America. As Endeavor would have like said to Deku that he will be back in like before the like theme what is now playground would just close for the day. As he wasn't. Deku would wonder where is Dad. Then the people there was kind of watching and they're seeing Deku back wondering where his dad was. They tried to comfort him a little bit, but they couldn't really. He was wondering where is his dad. He would say, "Where is Dad? Where is Dad?" When the playground people said that we can't wait anymore, then this Deku walks away, starts looking for his dad, as he knew what kind of they were the same building. He walks around there looking where his dad is. All that as he's not there. Then he just starts to cry and wondering where the hell his dad is. He would say, "Where's Dad? Dad, come back! Dad, where are you?" As the heroes would hear a boy cry, as they just walk up and see that it's Deku, or they would just wouldn't know his name. The American heroes would see him as Deku, that he had an odd red and white hair color. And then would ask, so what is it, what is it, boy? And we're like, my dad is not up here anymore. He's not, I can't find my dad. They would ask, so where's your dad? He said, he was on this meeting. As he wanted to tell them that it was Endeavor, he didn't want that attention really. But he might have to tell them later on, as they will start looking for his dad, and they will ask like, what is his name? He said, I don't remember his hero name. He would say. Then we'll start looking for someone that had a son, as none of the heroes would have, as they thought that his dad might have just then must think about something. His dad might have just abandoned him. Or something. As his dad might have just forgot about him. They thought about a darker thought. Then they would realize that darker thought didn't really want it to happen at all. They thought like, no, we can't, that's not it, right? As they will kind of look at each other like, nah, that can't be it, really. Then they would say like, oh well, since we can't find your dad, you gotta go somewhere during the night. It's like, I have nowhere else to stay. My dad is from a different country. We flew here just today to get on a meeting, then we'll fly back. He was crying, saying while crying. As they were just kind of talking to, like, then the heroes would realize that they need to get Deku somewhere. They wouldn't know anywhere he should stay with during the night. Then it was a hero there called a doctor. Yeah, he will be called the doctor or the doc, or he will be a healing support hero. As he will be the #1 support hero, and he's American. As he will like say like, oh fine, I can take him back. It looks like he's the same age as my daughter. I still like okay. As they would trust Doc because he was kind of like one of the most like what is it now, reputational. Well, he had the best kind of a really good reputation about himself. As they wouldn't trust him, they could to uh, the Doc. As they were what they could was kind of be with him, don't like go with him home, like home to the Doc's place. As they would go home, they will just go there. As the wife would just see that he had a kid with him, she would ask about the kid. He said, "Oh well, his dad is a hero, but we couldn't find him now. So we gotta go search tomorrow." Then he just tells Deku like, "You can go there in here." And then he said like yells out, "Emily!" So like then said, "Dad, Dad is home." And then she would see Deku and asked, "Who's this?" He said, "Well, his dad. We couldn't find. His dad and him are lost. They have lost each other. So we took him home here for the night. Hopefully he will find his dad soon." Then he was like, "Okay." Then her dad, the dog, would just tell, "You know what to do, right?" She's like, "Yeah." Then she picks up her toys and like gives one to Deku, like, "Come on, let's play." Deku said like, "What is playing?" He wants to like play with her, or kind of observe her how she plays at first. Then just plays along. As later on, the wife and the the dog and his wife would just go into a room and talk. As he would just tell her that he might have probably been abandoned by his father, because there's no way a hero would just forget his son somewhere. She would just think about it, so like yeah. She kind of be sad about this, as she look kind of they was kind of see Deku playing with Emily, as there's like he's a good kid. Like yeah. Then Deku just walk up to him like, have you found my dad yet? I want to go home." No, he said, when is my dad come and get me?" He said, "We don't know, Deku. We don't know. We're trying to find him. We're trying to find him right now. There are some heroes trying to find your dad now." He'd be like, "Okay." And then he just walked back to playing with Emily. Then it was kind of a night time, as then he didn't know, then they said that he didn't know where to sleep. As then there's like, well, then guess you can have the guest room. Yeah, that it would say. Him like, guest room? Yeah, maybe. As they would show him to the guest room, as it would be like a bed there. As it would be kind of big for him, but he will kind of fit in it. As they would ask if he needs a night story or anything, he's like, no. My dad never told me that. I used to usually fall asleep. As then he couldn't sleep that night, really, because he was wondering where his dad was. His dad would have just abandoned him, right? He would just think like that. So then he would have a nightmare that Endeavor was laughing. It's like, finally get rid of that kid, huh? What a freak. That queer color and everything. He's not my son. I still just have a dream about that. That his dad just left him abandoned in an alley, and just left him there until he starved to death. Then he wakes up, like shaking, sweating, all that. As the dog was Peter too, wondering, saying that you just screamed in your sleep. They could be like, As he can't be scared now, as his sweat pros would drip from him all the time. They just go get some paper to like dry him. And then I had just had a nightmare. I asked him like, "Do you want to tell us about it?" He said, "Yeah, no, I don't want to do that." Well, he would actually say, "Yeah." Then he tells them about, "I just had a nightmare that my dad just abandoned me in an alley and just left me there to starve to death." That's all I remember now. I still think about it and think like, what? This kid, he must have been through something or something about it. As then he would just tell them that he discriminated for him from his quirk and all that in this stream, because he thought that they might do it when they knew about his quirk. Then the next day Deku would wake up, and Deku will actually be like 7 in this after, yeah, so it will be some time there, as he lives with them. Thus they would still wouldn't have found his dad. The days would have went by. Days would turn into weeks. Weeks would turn into months. And then it would have been finally like a year now. Then it was time for like another hero meeting. As they hopefully like, and it will be like a hero meeting for, yeah, it will just be no, it will be like 2 years. No, it will be another year, and this year Endeavor wouldn't be able to be there. He will still excuse himself for that. He said, "I have to raise my kid." He said, "My kid is going I have to do something with my kid now." The heroes would have arranged and called for him to be there. They will understand, like, okay. But what they didn't know was that the Endeavor had another twin son that he'll had with him this year. All that they had him with the last year he was there. As they were stuck, then Asta would be like, no, Deku would be with the doc during the place and all that. As they make sure that he was seen on camera. As they wonder who that kid was, but no hero has asked that that's my son or anything. As then they would look like for the list and all that, they wouldn't know who it was because some other heroes was absent as well, and they were all from like another country, so they could all possibly be Deku's dad. Then the days would have went by. No, a year. Now the year went by. As All Might would have heard about this kid, see the kid and see the hair. Then he decides after this and walks up and asks about him. He'll be like, yeah. Then it's like, he will say All Might. He'll be like surprised, like, wait, it's Mr. All Might. This would kind of be a not freak out really, because he would have met All Might. He wouldn't have met All Might before. But since he's like that is the number 2 hero, he wouldn't be too freaked out. And someone said like, yo, what's up? Deku was it? So like, yeah. And said, so where's your dad? He's like, my dad's just forgot me here last year in the playground. And she would just think like, huh. Then we see the hair, like, wait a minute. And then he thinks about Endeavors and he sees the similarities in their hair. They said, oh well. Then he tells the doc like, I think he's from. So what country are you from? Ask All Might. He's like, Japan, sir. I'm like, oh. And then he'll connect the dots between Endeavor and Deku. So we just think like, that is true though. Hey. He would just think it just like that. He would just think it. No, he would just think like, yep, that definitely abandoned him here. Still must look at Deku kinda sad at that fact. Then he would ask, well, I can take you back home and look for your dad there. He'd be like, okay. No, as then he would just ask, what's your last name? He said, Todoroki. No, he almost would ask that in private. As he would be like, my name is Deku Todoroki. Instead, now Olmert was sure it was Endeavor's son, and what Endeavor had did just abandon his kid in America and just leave him there for an entire year. That was something unforgivable, but he knew he couldn't just accuse him for that. Because Endeavor could have just forgotten about him, really. Because, no, he was serious that he can't just accuse the number 2 hero of that. That would be like seen like the other heroes would have seen like he just wants a spotlight for himself now. It takes the little spotlight that the number 2 hero gets. So he realized that he really shouldn't do that or could do it. Then he decides like, okay. Then he just like tells the doc about it, and he will just take him back. And as he was told the doc about who his father was, or all that, it's like the doc with his clenched fist. And then Dick was welcome like, what is it? Why do you look so mad, doc? Like, oh, it's nothing. They will say like, they both would say, it's nothing really. Don't worry about it. He'd be like, okay. He would say it exactly like that. As for now Endeavor, well, with respect to where Shoto is, a year before the one Endeavor gets back, and Shoto would ask, where's Deku? I'm like, don't bother him. You're my perfect perfection, he was gonna say. Then, the Ray would be there. I'm like, where's my son? He'd be like, I abandoned and left him in America. He was like, I guess I forgot him in America, huh? At the playground. He would say, as Ray would hear that he was lying, as she just straight up slapped him. Then he just punches her in the, as the would be like, what are you doing to mom? He'd be like, she slapped me first. He'd be like, because you left him, forgot my brother in Japan. Then he says, enough about this kid. Then he would send Ray away to the like mental hospital. So yeah, they were talking now. As now the years went by, and then they get a call from like the hero in the America for that meeting. He excused himself that I have to raise my son. I have to be with my son. This time I can't go there. Sorry, he would kind of say. I'm like, okay. Then we go back to where All Might and Deku is. They're now getting in All Might's private jet, flying away. But before they leave, Emily and Asta Deku hugs each other and promise to like visit sometime when they can. As they exchange like kind of like phone numbers, really, All Might gives them his phone number if they just want to talk to him. As Doc gave him his number. So yeah, they were flying on the plane now. They could kind of play with some cars that Emily gave us, that the doc bought for him. All Might would see this and kind of play along a little bit just to make him feel more easy. As Deku would now have figured out that his dad didn't just leave him there, he abandoned him. As he would just kind of start to cry now. What would be like, what is it, young Deku? He's like, I realized something. You were what you were telling the doc. You were telling about something that I didn't want to think about. My dad did abandon me, right, didn't he? All Might would be in shock that they could figure this out. Then they would think like, I can't. Then they could be like, don't lie to me. I know it, right? As he kind of started crying now, All Might would hug him. It's like, sorry, Deku, but he really did. Deku would wonder why. Why did he abandon me? As then he thinks like about his brother and like, what should I do now? As he wouldn't tell All Might about his brother at all. Really. Then All Might realized that someone needs to raise Deku now, because he can't do it since he's the number 1 hero. And he will meet Endeavor probably after, and he will see the son and all that. She decides to like make someone that he, let's say that Inko Midoriya would recently have lost her son. Well, when they go back to Japan, they see a villain attack in the theater where they land, as All Might now flies over there with kind of Deku kind of hang on to me because and All Might knew about this, so he just kind of said, when I land, you should probably go and hide in the shadows, okay? Deku be like, okay, Mr. All Might. Then he has landed, Deku hides in the shadows again. Then we see a villain attack. And it was trying to kill like a woman with green hair. As it will, and yes, it will be Inko Midoriya. As then we'll see like she held a son. She had a son or a child. We're fighting off, trying to fight off that villain. As Omato now appears, like do not fear because I am here. Then straight up goes for the villain, but before he could hit the villain, will just grab the child and just kill the child immediately. As Omato will be shocked as Inko sees, she will start to cry, crying. As Omato said, I can't forgive myself for being late here. Then just punches the villain. So instead, they could see the kid die and the mother crying. He didn't know what else to do. He didn't know anything about what to do. Then the other heroes would arrive and see All Might and see the fear in and like the failure in his eyes. Like, I failed. I failed to save that kid. He would kind of say, I failed to save him. I was too late and too slow. As the heroes see the kid and that All Might's regret, as they were there to try to pep talk All Might. All Might said, no, you don't. I failed this. It's my fault, everything that happened. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. You exactly say that. Then it was the heirs would kind of leave now after that. As he would almost now say like apologies to the Inko and trying to comfort her. Really, I said I'm so sorry, but I was too slow. He would say. Then she would look at him and say, no, it's not your fault. It's not your fault, really. Then Deku just walk up and like, are you okay, miss? As then he has reached out, like said that Deku had some paper. No, I don't know what it's called. Yeah, but he will just have some paper. She would give her that, as she would say thank you. As then she just kind of blows at her. No, like no, dries her tears and all that. Then All Might was look at him. They come like, I thought I told you. Then he said, I can't stand by and see someone crying like that. And see the little passion look in Deku's eyes, kind of fury. As he would just see them like, okay, I shouldn't mess with him now. He would just think like that. Then, how should I say it? All Might would be like, okay. Then Ink would see the kid and be like, wow, your odd hair color. He'd be like, yeah, I know. Then All Might would think about it. And then said, then I was pulled Deku to the side and ask Miss, if you wait here, I just need to talk to my Deku here for a little bit. Then he asked Deku if it's okay if he asked if she wants to adopt and raise him as the replacement of her lost son. As the lost son will be called Izuku Midoriya. Yes, it will be Izuku Midoriya, but this will be Deku Todoroki. I know, but yeah, I need to make this plot, okay? Because I changed it a lot from the original, and this is kind of the best one. Then we'll just get back to them. I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, as they were talking now, after that, they could be like, okay, sure. He would say, like, since you can't raise me, why not let her do it? It's like, yeah. Then I was tell like for the files about it, Dick won't have a last name, or he will have Todoroki name, but he will go in a private school where All Might will kind of watch over his school going. Also, yeah. as he would just like propose the offer for her to her about it as a replacement. Deco was like, well, since it's a replacement for as a replacement for no, he would they would say like as then as a like if apologies gift, as they could say like as an apology but that we're failing to get here to to save your son. Do you mind raising me instead as your new son? She just looked at him like, huh? She think about it for a while. Then she like said, well, since I lost my Izuku, then yeah, I could raise you. Yeah, sure. Don't look like kind of hug her, like still trying to comfort her. As they could do that too, try to comfort her. It's like, thanks, new mom. It was like, thanks, Inko. It's like, yeah, it's no problem really. She kind of smiles at him now. She would see that he's a good kid. Then they would sign the papers, necessary papers, and then they would go to. Hold on. Then they would go to the Inko's home in the apartment there. As she was gonna pack some. It will take some weeks before she had got cleared the stuff of Izuku Midoriya's from Izuku Midoriya's room. As All Might would see all those All Might statues and everything. As she was kind of sad now as she saw All Might home again. Then she's like, oh, sorry, I didn't know that he was such a fanboy of me. Then she's like, oh, it's okay. Then it says, oh well. And she like signs like, oh well. What about this then? As they will like prepare for the burial about like funeral for the Izuku Midoriya. As Kachan would be there, as he would be like why? As he kind of be mad, like kind of not mad, as kind of be sad too. As he would say, like, why did you you don't even have a quirk and you just gave up your life just like that to protect your mom, but why didn't you just run? As Inquires now go, then his mother will slap him. It's like, would you let me get killed? If he was quirkless, would he run away? If I got attacked by a villain, he'll be like, no. Then says, is it really that hard then to accept his death about it now? Like, then it's like, nah, no, not really. He would kind of say, and then she was sighing, so like, oh well. Then Inko be there, as All Might would be kind of be there too, sitting in the front seat, as they all see that All Might was there, wondering why he was there. Then Deku, like they were remembered that Izuku was so a huge fan of All Might, so and then was here the stories that All Might got there right after Izuku got killed by the villain. So I think, yeah. Just then All Might would give him a speech about that even if you're Kurokos or anything, if you're just running to protect someone, it would have if in your body starts moving on your own. That is the essence of a true hero. Stan was like, today we're here to remember the young boy, Izuku Midoriya. As he would kind of sob and like kind of cry a little bit. It's like the fanboy, as he loved heroes more than anyone else could know. Then was like, and most of all, he adored me. I was his idol. He was wanted to be just like me. But I failed, and it arrived too late to save him. So yeah, hold on. Then we must give this continue the speech like that Izuku Midoriya is the true hero, number one hero. Because he did what the most wouldn't do. They was run away in fear of a villain. But he stood up and protected his mother until the very last. Instead he just kind of started crying out loud now, as he couldn't hold it in. Then Inko would just walk up and say, it's okay, All Might, it's okay. As she was kind of comfort him. As the other then would see also that they don't know who, but he had someone sat in the front seat next to Inko, where she sat. And she had a hoodie on, and they wondered who it was. But the Bakugo wondered who that kid was. Then we think like, oh well, it might be his cousin or something that the Isuki didn't tell him about. He would think like that. Then they was kind of talking to each other. Well, no. Then the funeral was over. Inko would be like, oh, well, guess you're my son now. As she would just hug her, as she was about to fall in sobbing again. But then Deku would just hug her, it's like, it's okay. As he was to hug her, like, it's okay, calm down, I'm here now. You can feel free to cry in my arms as many times as you want, he would say. She'd be like, thanks. And then she would start to bail out, kind of bail out crying. As Katsuki's mother, Bakugo's mother, would see this and go walk up to like comfort her again. As Bakugo would try to like go to the Deku, but All Might would kind of see this, and he didn't want to expose like Deku's hair or anything yet. So he was like, go out to Bakugo and was like, so, young boy, did you know Izuku? He would see All Might like, yeah, I did. He was such an idiot, as he would say like that. He was such a quirkless idiot. Then All Might would like lift him up and like say, I know he doesn't mean it, but it's kind of rude to call someone idiot. Like that. Like, but he then almost like, it's rude to do that, okay? Like, yes, All Might, he wouldn't ask for autograph really, because he's not that type of a boy, and he will see how much All Might cried and like all that during the funeral of Izuku Midoriya. So yeah, and then Terry's talking now. Hold on. Yeah, it's now Inko. Now we skip to where Inko and Deku were talking back in their Inko's apartment, as his little things would be there, kinda. He moved in some little stuff, he didn't have much. And then the years went by, he was now 13. As he ended high school now. I don't know, I won't tell anything about his private school, really, because, yeah, because reasons. There were, yeah, see, it's ended high school now. He was be like as I said, he will be in a private school. As they were also like that were one kid would in his private school. There was like teacher was like, well, but your future careers. Well, then first up the paper in there, it will do that. The teacher there would do the same as the other teacher did in canon. It's like, well, it looks like all of you want to become heroes. Then it's like, well, then also it looks like one of you will apply to UA. So he kind of like quickly looks at Deku. He doesn't say his last name because everyone that knew that who it was, like his last name, was never allowed to tell anyone about it, who he really is. Well, they wouldn't know his real last name. It would be like Midoriya there. I should show down the class list and all that. But the principal, well, okay, let me say that the teachers and the principal knew about his real last name, but they were told by All Might himself to not tell anyone about it. As he would quickly like tell them that he was abandoned by his father in America. As they were like, well, it looks like one of you were going enrolling to UA, the teacher would say. Then all the kids would kind of like wonder who. Then some kid would start looking at Dix like, it's probably him. I'll be like, yeah, as they saw his white, he would use his black ice quirk, kinda. He wouldn't use two of them because the rumors, he wouldn't use his quirk really much at all. Well, he wouldn't use his quirk really, as the one that probably Deku here. He's the only one that haven't used his quirk, he might have a really powerful one. Deku would see this attention back, as he would always have a hoodie on, hiding his hair. It's like science, like, yeah, I admit it, I am the one applying for UA. Like, they was like, I knew it. Then they were talking about it. Quickly talking about it in the background. Just somehow, not, I don't know how to explain it. Hold on. Is it on now? Yeah, it is. It's recording now again. Now they could walk home. He was take the way under the tunnel because his private school must be there, so he would walk under the tunnel now. As Sludge would see him like, oh, gotta get out of here. It's better just I need to get out of here now. I didn't know that he would be in the city. They could sense that he was there. As he was dodged the tunnel now, as Sludge still tries to attack him. Dick now starts to run away. Sludge keeps following him. Then Almut will appear between Deku and the Sludge Villain, as Deku would have was able to make a distance between them, but it was closing in. Then Almut would appear, as they were in the forest now. They would still be on the asphalt road, as Deku was running away from the villain. Almut would appear and punch the Sludge Villain to a small bits, and put him in a bottle. The bottles does in cannon. Then he was talking. Then we said like, wow, it's been a long while, Deku. He'll be like, yeah, it is, All Might. Then Deku's like, oh well, I gotta go now. As he walks away. Oh, it seems like his cold attitude has changed during these years. Think like maybe it is because his home and his father haven't done anything. He haven't made not as All Might didn't know about it, that he had a twin brother or anything. So yeah. Now Deku would walk home. Ink was talking himself like, so how did the day go, sweetie? He'll like, oh, it went very well, mom. As he would no, he would just like, it went very good today, Inko. As she was hugging him like, oh, that's great. Then he said, well, a villain tried to attack me when I got back home, but All Might come and went and saved me. Well, I was getting away anyway. But he just stepped in and took care of the villain. As then there was hearing an explosion. They could see this and knew that it was right at the shopping center. Then he said, I gotta go now, mom. He said, no, before he said, no, though, I gotta go see a friend, he say. Can he excuse himself, he just wanted to go on a walk now, in the city. As when he walks out, he will see an explosion. As he knew exactly where it was, so he ran there to see what was happening. As some of the hairs that All Might knew that he could trust, no heroes kinda knew what who he really was. That Deku was not Todoroki at all. Deku was kind of watching in the crowd, almost at the first line there. At the explosion, he would see the Sludge Villain again. As he would remember that when All Might jumped, as he looked at it. As then he thought that he saw something falling out of his pocket, but he thought he imagined. Then think, no, god damn it, should have told him that. But he dropped the bottles. Then you see something else as the explosion draws him like to look at Sludge Villain again. Then you see someone. It's that kid. Then you see like there's a kid here. You think like, huh? Who is this one? Who is this kid? Then he realizes that here's just standing there. Then he thinks like, crap. Then he thinks like, where's All Might now? Where's All Might? Then he decides like, oh crap, I gotta do something. Then he walks out of Calmly walks past the heroes as he was put. Let's say he walked through the lanes. Like he was not in the front lane anymore. He was kind of being like some of the lines behind as he walks out in like Assassin's Creed way. He puts his hand easily on the shoulders, kind of like walks away easily. He gets faster and faster the closer he gets to the end of the lines. Then he walks past the heroes now. They're kind of running past the heroes. Well, he will still walk behind it, past the heroes. Then we see the Sludge Villain. Sludge Villain seems like, oh, it's you. Then Cartman would see him like, huh? Wait, that's the kid from before, all those years ago. Like, what is he doing here? Now Dick would just kind of think like, oh, goddammit, I can't. Tears like, what are you doing? You're gonna. Then Dick Dick would just kind of look back at him, as they were only able to see his eyes really. The way that they would only see that the way he looked at him kind of felt. It's like, said, you didn't do a crap, so I'm the one that gotta save him now. Then he walks up to the sludge villain and just uses his black ice to freeze him. As he gets frozen, and then he breaks the Bakugo out. It's like, huh. Then he then he was like crush the ice, like destroy the ice with his ice magic. No, ice quirk again. Using his heat quirk. But they will feel like he has destroyed the ice using his ice quirk. Sludge wanna be in pieces now. It's like, well, better go. Then All Might would appear. Like, oh, it seems like you saved the young boy. As he knew that he couldn't call Deku by his name in the public. People would be suspicious and follow Deku around because they thought like he knew All Might all that. And then we would see like the sludge in pieces there. Deku would be like, you can take him, All Might. Really? Just take him and leave. And then Bakugo said, let me go. Deku would be like, okay, she's fine. As it like drops Bakugo on the ground. As then he walks away with the cold attitude still. Then he walks back home to where Inka's place is, as Bakugo would follow him, kinda wondering where he would go. Then Bakugo confronts like, yes, you know I didn't need your saving. Deku was look back and like, yeah, sure, about it. Ace said, yeah, sure. Then walks away. As Bakugo had a feeling that something's odd, as then keeps to following him. Like to where he walk into the apartment. Then it's like, wait, that's where Inko lives. Then it's like, wait, does he live there now? As Deku didn't now see where he was and just freeze the ground around him and like, so why are you following me? I don't know even know your name and you're following me? He'd be like, yeah, what about it? I want to know where you live. Besides, why are you living at her place? Why are you living at Midoriya's place? And so like, because as he would come up with lies, because I moved in here to not make her sad anymore, since my parents have already died and I was adopted by Inko. Midoriya. So that's why. He'd be like, okay, and then he straight up leaves. Well, after Deku kind of breaks the ice. He leaves him alone now. And that is where I'll be ending this. No, as they was walking now back home. Days when I went by, it would be almost time for where he all met. And let's say that Deku won't get all for one and one for all in this what if, because that will make him too OP. He would just train at the beach for like 10 months. Like to clean the beach, as he would have seen like her Almat would have training him for those 10 months for the entry exam, for the UA entry exam. As in this deck would be really smart, so he would get a recommendation from Almat so that he could join UA. As the Nessa would see this kind of recommendation and feel like he said that he did recommended it. He was like, huh. Then Midnight would walk in and see this, as he would be like, oh, and then see the name Todoroki. Nessa would be like, why didn't you knock? He's like, didn't say it because the door was open. I thought it was. It's like, oh crap, I forgot to close the door. Then he sees in a freeze like, wait, Todoroki. Then he's like, don't tell anyone about it, okay? Or you're fired. No, he's like, don't tell anyone about it. I say, we need to keep the secret until he decides to reveal it. As some things would happen, so he doesn't like his name at all. Well, he would tell her the truth about it, that he was abandoned in America. As he would call Olmit there to explain everything. Olmit does that, and then she promises to not do that at all. Then they were kind of talk. So Midnight will be like, okay. Then she would see that the recommendation was from Olmit. She'll be like, wait, did you do this, Olmit? She's like, yeah, I did. And she'll be like, well, people would wonder if the other heroes find out that you are the one that recommended him. Yeah, it won't be really good about that. Then she said, well, why don't we tell that I recommended him? They would think like, yeah, that's a better idea. And Deku was called to All Might, like where All Might and those were. And she would see Midnight and be like, oh wait, that's Miss Midnight. It was like, wow, it's Midnight, he would kind of say. He would think, I'm like, wow, it's Miss Midnight. Then All Might explains the situation. Also, Deku will be like, okay, sure. Why not? He kind of says, with a cold attitude. As Midnight would be interested in his cold attitude, like wondering why he is that cold. And then she signs the recommendation that she was the one to recommend, as Nezu like talks to him now. Tries to like communicate with him a little bit. They couldn't really be much for talking, so he said, "Can I leave now?" Was that all? They were like, "Oh damn, he's cold," says Midnight kinda out loud. As Almond will look at her and be like, "Why did you tell her about it?" "Really, why?" She'll be like, sorry. Then she would just walk away now. And then Deck would walk out and go back to home where Inko was. And let's say that this was actually 1 week before when the recommendations started coming in. So yeah, then a week would have passed, so now it's time for when I got into the classes. So Deck would walk in, he would kind of be late. Well, he wouldn't be late really. He was wait there, as then Midnight was kind of asked to talk to him. As he would be like, "Oh well, what does she want to talk about?" What does no Deck will think like, "What does someone as beautiful as she is want to talk with me?" As then she tells him to like, if you then it's kind of like, "Oh well, I'm just interested about your quirk." Or I think he'll be like, okay, if that's all done, yeah, well, gotta go now. Class starts now. As she tells, like, stops and like, "Well, you gotta tell me about your quirk first." He said like, "Well, if you just watch the something, you will see it later on. Just ask All Might about my quirk already. I don't have time, I need to go to school now. I don't want to be late on the first day." Then he walks into class. As then he kind of walks into class and all that, he comes in last. It's like, "Apologies for coming late, sir, sensei, Aizawa," he would say. As, "Oh, so sorry, it's okay, Deku. It's okay, Deku." As Todoroki would react, like, "Wait, did you say Deku?" And in this, Bakugo, when it would call, like, Izuku for Deku, he would call him for something else. So yeah, and he would be like, then he would say Deku, as then Deku would look up and see Todoroki, he would be shocked. He would like grabs, he would like, Deku would be like, no, he would say like, "Oh, it's okay, just sit down already," says Aizawa, and I know there will be an encounter between them later. So Deku back, then Aizawa said, "Well, sit down next to, right to Todoroki." He said, "Sit right next to Todoroki." And Deku like, "Oh well, sure." Then he sits down next to Todoroki. Well, that's Todoroki's interested in him. He seems familiar somehow, really, kinda. As he remembered his cold attitude, it seems like it's the same cold attitude. So Todoroki would be interested in him. Try to talk him in on a break. As they could be like, "Oh well, no, actually they will have like the quirk test and assessment test now. It's that day. They were having the quirk assessment test, and hold on, gotta do something. Yeah, I said they were the quirk assessment test, and now hold on, let me check all the tests. Yes, now I now have stopped all those tests, and the first one is the 50-meter dash, and so in this, as they walk out in their hero suits, kinda, as now they will see Deku will Deku will be allowed to have his hoodie on. As Aizawa said, well, then he's forced to like a special suit that Deku would have signed to keep his hoodie on. And Deku just puts it on really where no one else sees really, as not even the boys. He's in a private locker room. Then he walks out, as they all say that he still have like hoodie on. They think like, why does he always have a hoodie on? Then Todoroki realizes that his like suit is somehow kind of looks something like his normal clothing, really. Then he decides to not bother about it really. yeah, now as his suit would, I don't know how to explain how his suit looks. Well, it will look kind of the same as the picture, kind of, but with except with an hoodie on for now. As they were doing the 50-meter dash. And now he would use these like flames, and now he just uses his yeah, he would use his flames to like burst right through there, and it will be like on 3.74 seconds. No, it's 3.3 seconds. Here, as he would be what like point no break like no exactly 3 seconds. He would be faster than Ida, or barely able as so yeah. Everyone would seen it like wonder what his quirk was. Like he would take Todoroki would see the flames now, white flames. He would get later some flashbacks about him, about his brother called Deku Todoroki, that his father used to battle all those years ago. As he kind of look back at it, clench his fist a little bit. They could say just talk, you reveal it later on. Was kind of as like kind of make it look like his hoodie just fell off right off. It wasn't meant to fall off, but he will do it with meaning it while he's doing it. Then it is for now time for the grip strength test. Since Deku trained with All Might, all that, he will get a higher grip test. It will be like he will be able to like press 500 kilograms. Everyone will be surprised that he could do it without using his stomp quirk or anything. Well, the real is that he can't really use his quirk on this one. Then it came for the standing long, well, the grip strength, yes, as he'll get second there. Then he was standing long jump, as Deku just used his flames now to jump away from the sandbox and really like further than anyone else. Well, except for Ida. This one would Ida win in. I'm telling you that. No, he won't. Ida and Deku would get tied, like for accepting distance. Then after that, it will be a repeated sidestep. As no, we don't really see in canon anyone else than Mineta doing this. Okay. As the repeated sidestep, Deku won't get the first one. Mineta will still get the one because he had his bolt-upons fast between them. So yeah, then it came for the ball throw test. As Todoroki would be first. Well, everyone in class would throw, as then Bakugo would be first. He'll get 705.2 meters. Then he throws it, and then Uraka, it was Uraka's turn. She would just throw the zero using her quirk. And it will turn out to be she would get infinity because it can just float up there all the time. Then it was time for everyone else's turn. As the last one, next to last one was Shoro Todoroki's turn, as he throws and gets 710 meters. Now it is time for Deku's one, as he thinks like he should probably make it so his hood falls off due to his force in the fire and all that. Then charges up his fist and throws it away using his fire, as just doing the wind like thing. And let's say that they had talked it through to someone, so they would apply like extra wind. As then his hoodie falls off, and they would see his hair. Todoroki would be shocked. Deku would kind of act like surprised, like try to put it on before anyone else could see. Then before he was able to do that, I saw, was like, oh, so then it was like, oh, and then it's a surprise. And the Todoroki was like shocked and like, it's like, what the? He'll say. Then he walks up to him like, so, what's your name? Deku be like, hi, brother. A long time no see, huh? Deku would kind of say coldly. Then Todoroki was like, wait, you can't be. Then said, it's a long time no see, Shoro. Then Todoroki was hugging him, as Deku was hugging back, like, then he said, Deku, how did you, he said, I can't tell you. Let's just tell you that I'm pretty pissed at Dad now. You're like, don't you think that I am? I had to live with him all these years. Deku was like, yeah, sorry about that. I would have went back, but the one that got me back to Japan after they banned me in America told me that if Endeavor knew about this, he would just abandon and leave me somewhere else, or just dispose of me. Again, he'd be like, okay, I can't understand that really, said Todoroki as they were to hug each other. Then they stopped hugging each other. Everyone would see this and like, what? The girls would see his hair and would kind of like think like he's looking kind of good really here. He's looking smooth really. So yeah, and that's where I put editing What If off. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. So yeah, that's all from me. Please consider sub. Please like and click that bell too and comment down below. That's all from me. Stay safe. Peace out.